Decoding Human Behavior: The Secrets Behind Nonverbal Communication, written by Ethan Hope, published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Introduction. Think back to the last conversation you had that felt off. Was it truly the words spoken, or was it the shift in body language that left you feeling uneasy? This silent force shapes our daily interactions more than we realize. Imagine walking into a business meeting, feeling confident about your presentation. You have prepared meticulously, ensuring every detail aligns perfectly with your message. Yet, midway through, you notice the subtle yet telling signs: an eyebrow raised in skepticism, a fleeting glance at a wristwatch signaling impatience. Your audience's reactions unravel your confidence, not through their words, but through their body's silent storytelling. Nonverbal communication matters profoundly because a significant portion of our interactions occurs beyond the realm of speech. In fact, some studies suggest that up to 93% of communication effectiveness is determined by nonverbal cues. These cues are omnipresent, shaping our conversations, influencing decisions, and dictating both personal and professional successes. For instance, a firm handshake can convey confidence, while crossed arms may signal defensiveness. Understanding these nuances can be the difference between sealing a deal and losing a client, between strengthening a bond and creating a rift. In this book, we will explore the intricacies of body language, the power of eye contact, and the subtle cues that reveal true emotions, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of human behavior. We'll delve into the subconscious messages sent through facial expressions, gestures, posture, and even proximity. By learning to decode these signals, you'll unlock a new dimension of interaction, one where you're not only heard, but also understood on a deeper level. You will discover how to discern honesty from deceit, recognize interest or disinterest, and navigate complex social landscapes with ease. From the boardroom to the living room, the ability to read nonverbal cues enhances every aspect of communication. A manager who senses employee dissatisfaction early on can address concerns before they fester. A spouse who tunes into the subtleties of their partner's body language can foster a more empathetic relationship. Friends who pick up on each other's unspoken emotions can forge stronger, more resilient bonds. But what lies beneath these unspoken signals? Delve into the science of nonverbal behavior, where psychology meets our innate instincts, revealing evolutionary traits that govern our interactions. Humans, like many other social animals, have developed an intricate system of nonverbal communication over millennia. It's a language hardwired into our brains, influenced by biological imperatives, and refined by cultural contexts. We will journey through groundbreaking research in psychology and neuroscience to understand how and why we communicate without words. Explore phenomena such as mirroring, where individuals unconsciously mimic each other's body language to build rapport or micro-expressions, those fleeting, involuntary facial expressions that reveal genuine emotions. Learn how cultural differences shape nonverbal communication, recognizing that gestures or expressions meaningful in one context might be misinterpreted in another. Ultimately, this journey is about more than understanding communication. It's about enhancing the way we connect. With practical exercises and real-world applications, you'll gain the tools needed to decode the unspoken messages that shape your relationships. Each chapter will provide actionable strategies and techniques to improve your nonverbal communication skills, tailored to various scenarios. Whether you're leading a team, negotiating a contract, or simply wishing to deepen your personal connections, mastering nonverbal communication will empower you to interact more effectively and authentically. You'll learn how to project confidence, empathy, and clarity through your body language, transforming the way others perceive and respond to you. Consider a scenario familiar to many: a job interview. Beyond preparing answers to potential questions, recognizing the importance of nonverbal cues can significantly impact your success. Your posture, eye contact, and even the way you enter the room contribute to the impression you make. Standing tall, maintaining steady eye contact, and offering a sincere smile can convey competence and reliability long before you've spoken a word. In personal relationships, the stakes are equally high. Misreading a partner's nonverbal signals can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Conversely, attuning yourself to their unspoken needs and feelings fosters trust and intimacy. Imagine noticing the slight tension in a loved one's shoulders before they voice their worries, allowing you to offer support proactively. Chapter 1. The Inception of Nonverbal Communication. The inception of nonverbal communication plays a vital role in human interaction, revealing the unspoken elements that significantly influence our daily lives. Nonverbal signals such as body language and facial expressions often convey emotions and intentions more powerfully than words themselves. This chapter delves into the significance of these cues in everyday exchanges, demonstrating how they impact relationships and the messages conveyed beyond spoken dialogue. From personal anecdotes to professional encounters, examples abound where nonverbal communication either enhances understanding or leads to misconceptions. Within this chapter, readers will explore various facets of nonverbal communication, beginning with its definition and its importance in diverse contexts. The narrative examines real-world instances that highlight how gestures, postures, and facial expressions contribute to successful interactions and why misinterpretations can arise. Additionally, it discusses the psychological underpinnings that prompt us to make snap judgments based on these cues, often resulting in unintended emotional consequences. This chapter also emphasizes the role of emotional intelligence in interpreting and using nonverbal signals effectively. Audience members will gain insights into improving their interpersonal skills, be it in a business setting for better leadership and teamwork, or in personal relationships to foster deeper connections and empathy. Personal anecdote about misinterpreted cues. Misinterpreting nonverbal cues can be a significant challenge in both personal and professional relationships. A personal story can illustrate this point effectively. Imagine a scenario where Maria, a project manager, is leading a crucial meeting with her team to discuss an upcoming project deadline. During the meeting, she notices Tom, one of her most reliable team members, sitting with his arms crossed and looking away frequently. Interpreting this as a sign of disinterest or dissent, Maria becomes concerned and addresses the situation by pointing out the importance of team collaboration and individual commitment. This unexpected call-out leaves Tom feeling embarrassed and defensive. After the meeting, Tom approaches Maria to clarify that he was merely feeling cold due to the air conditioning, and his frequent glances away were because he was trying to jot down notes from the whiteboard behind her. He assures her that he is fully engaged and committed to the project. Through this incident, Maria learns an invaluable lesson: the need for careful observation and contextual understanding of nonverbal signals before making assumptions. It would have been beneficial if Maria had taken a moment to consider other possible reasons for Tom's body language, or simply asked him directly about his apparent behavior. The lessons learned from such incidents emphasize the necessity of being attentive and cautious when interpreting nonverbal communication. Awareness of these signals can prevent unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings. One key guideline here is to always factor in the context and environment when reading nonverbal cues. As noted in Rushana Greenidge-Horace's research, misinterpretations often stem from cultural differences, personal experiences, and situational contexts. Understanding the broader picture can help decode the true meaning behind gestures, postures, and expressions. Psychologically, our brains are wired to make quick judgments based on available information, including nonverbal cues. These snap judgments can sometimes lead to incorrect conclusions and emotional fallout. Misunderstandings in daily interactions are common and can have lasting emotional impacts, such as feelings of resentment, frustration, or embarrassment. For example, a simple crossed arm posture could be interpreted as defensiveness, when it might just indicate someone is feeling chilly or comfortable. The emotional consequences of such misread signals can strain relationships, reduce trust, and hinder effective communication. Emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in mitigating these misunderstandings. By developing skills like empathy and active listening, individuals can better navigate the complexities of nonverbal communication. Empathy allows us to put ourselves in others' shoes, considering their perspective and feelings before jumping to conclusions. Active listening involves not just hearing words, but also observing accompanying nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions and body language, that provide context and depth to the spoken message. Moreover, the anecdote about Maria and Tom serves as a relatable entry point for readers to connect with the broader topic of nonverbal communication. Most people have experienced similar situations where misinterpreted gestures or expressions led to confusion or conflict. By sharing these relatable stories, the concept of nonverbal communication becomes more accessible and relevant to readers, helping them recognize the significance of improving their own skills in this area. It is crucial to understand that nonverbal communication is a two-way street. It involves both delivering and receiving messages through body language, facial expressions, and other nonverbal cues. Recognizing this reciprocal nature is essential for improving overall communication effectiveness. When conveying nonverbal messages, individuals should be mindful of how their actions might be perceived by others. Similarly, when interpreting others' nonverbal signals, it is important to remain open-minded and avoid forming hasty judgments. In professional settings, being adept at reading nonverbal cues can enhance leadership and teamwork. Business leaders who are attuned to their employees' nonverbal signals can identify unspoken concerns, boost morale, and foster a more inclusive work environment. Likewise, salespeople who understand customers' body language can tailor their approach to build rapport and close deals more effectively. For individuals looking to improve their personal relationships, paying attention to nonverbal communication is equally crucial. Couples who understand each other's nonverbal signals can navigate conflicts more smoothly and strengthen their emotional bond. Friends who are aware of nonverbal cues can offer better support and deepen their connections. Importance and types of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is a fundamental aspect of human interaction, playing a crucial role in conveying emotions, intentions, and social dynamics. It encompasses a wide range of behaviors that transcend spoken words, allowing individuals to communicate more effectively and comprehensively. The objective of this section is to delve into the foundational role of nonverbal communication and provide an overview of its various forms. First, it's essential to define nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication refers to the transfer of information through body movements, facial expressions, gestures, posture, eye contact, and other physical behaviors. Unlike verbal communication, which relies on spoken or written language, nonverbal communication can be subtle and spontaneous, yet it significantly influences interpersonal interactions. This form of communication is pervasive, as it occurs in virtually every human encounter, often without conscious awareness. According to research, nonverbal signals can account for 60% to 65% of all communication. This highlights just how integral nonverbal cues are to understanding and interpreting messages in daily life. Real-world examples illustrate the significance of nonverbal communication. Consider a job interview setting. Here, candidates not only respond to questions, but also convey their confidence, enthusiasm, and professionalism through nonverbal cues such as a firm handshake, upright posture, consistent eye contact, and attentive listening. Similarly, in social gatherings, individuals use facial expressions, gestures, and body language to express interest, empathy, or disinterest. These nonverbal signals help establish rapport, build trust, and facilitate smoother interactions, often determining the outcome of these encounters. Facial expressions are one of the most immediate and universal forms of nonverbal communication. They convey a wide range of emotions, including happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, and disgust. Facial cues are instantaneous, allowing people to quickly interpret each other's feelings and respond accordingly. For instance, a warm smile can indicate friendliness and approachability, while a furrowed brow might suggest concern or confusion. Notably, facial expressions tend to be universally recognized across different cultures, suggesting a shared human experience in emotional expression. Body language, another critical component, involves the use of posture, gestures, and movements to communicate messages. The way individuals position themselves physically can reveal much about their attitudes, feelings, and intentions. For example, crossing arms might signal defensiveness or discomfort, while an open and relaxed posture can imply openness and receptivity. Gestures, such as nodding in agreement or using hand movements to emphasize points, further aid in the exchange of information. Understanding and effectively using body language can enhance communication by aligning physical presence with verbal messages, thereby reducing misunderstandings. Moreover, body language plays an essential role in professional settings. A manager delivering a presentation, for example, needs to maintain an upright stance and make purposeful gestures to engage the audience and convey authority. Similarly, salespeople benefit from reading customers' body language to gauge interest levels and adjust their approach accordingly. Effective use of body language ensures that the intended message is received accurately, fostering better relationships and successful transactions. In summing up, this chapter has underscored the crucial role nonverbal communication plays in our daily interactions. By sharing relatable stories and examples, we've seen how subtle body language, facial expressions, and gestures can convey significant messages that go beyond spoken words. Misinterpretations of these cues can lead to unnecessary conflicts and misunderstandings, as illustrated by Maria and Tom's anecdote. Recognizing the context and cultural background behind nonverbal signals is essential for accurate interpretation and effective communication. Moreover, developing emotional intelligence by honing skills such as empathy and active listening can greatly enhance our ability to navigate nonverbal communication complexities. This enhanced awareness not only aids in professional settings, where leaders and team members can better connect and collaborate, but also enriches personal relationships by fostering deeper understanding and stronger connections. Ultimately, mastering the art of interpreting and conveying nonverbal cues contributes to more meaningful and effective human interactions, both personally and professionally. Chapter 2. Understanding Body Language. Understanding body language is essential for effective communication. Body language encompasses a range of nonverbal cues, including posture, gestures, and movements, which collectively influence how our messages are perceived by others. This chapter dives into these subtle but impactful elements of physical communication, providing insights into how they shape interactions, both in professional and personal settings. Recognizing these cues can enhance our ability to connect with others and convey our intentions more clearly, making us better communicators overall. In this chapter, readers will explore various aspects of body language, beginning with the role of posture. An upright posture can project confidence and competence, while a slouched stance might signal insecurity or disengagement. The chapter also delves into the interpretation of common gestures, such as crossed arms or enthusiastic hand movements, and their impact on conversations. Additionally, it examines how cultural differences can affect the interpretation of these nonverbal signals, emphasizing the importance of context in communication. The connection between physical posture and psychological states will be discussed, revealing how improving one's posture can boost self-esteem and influence perceptions. By understanding and adapting body language, readers can foster more meaningful and productive interactions, whether in business meetings, social gatherings, or personal relationships. Posture and its interpretations. Posture plays a pivotal role in nonverbal communication, deeply influencing how we are perceived by others and how effective our interactions are. Recognizing its importance is the first step towards harnessing the power of body language to enhance both personal and professional relationships. An upright posture signifies confidence and authority. Imagine walking into a business meeting. The colleague with a straight back and open stance immediately commands attention and respect. This individual is more likely to be viewed as competent and self-assured. On the contrary, a slouched posture can suggest insecurity or disinterest. When someone sits with hunched shoulders and a downward gaze, it often signals a lack of confidence or engagement. In social settings, this might come across as unapproachable or aloof. Therefore, maintaining an upright posture can foster a positive impression and facilitate better interactions. Crossed arms and legs are common gestures that warrant careful interpretation. Often, crossed arms are seen as a defensive gesture, indicating that the person is closed off or uncomfortable. Similarly, crossed legs might suggest a barrier, especially in formal settings. However, context is crucial. For instance, someone might cross their arms for warmth or comfort rather than defensiveness. Understanding these nuances enables more accurate interpretations of nonverbal cues. By recognizing these signs, one can foster a more open dialogue in conversations, minimizing potential misunderstandings. Posture varies significantly between formal and informal settings, requiring keen adaptability. In a corporate environment, maintaining an upright and open posture conveys professionalism and readiness. It aligns with societal expectations of authority and competence. Conversely, in casual gatherings among friends, a relaxed posture is more acceptable and often necessary to blend in socially. Being able to adapt one's posture according to the setting is essential for effective communication. It ensures that the conveyed message aligns with the occasion's nature, whether it demands seriousness or relaxation. Cultural differences play a major role in interpreting postures. In some cultures, specific postures signal respect and hierarchy. For example, bowing in Japan indicates deference and respect, while in many Western cultures, such a gesture might be perceived as unusual. Slouching, which is often considered rude in Northern European countries, might not carry the same weight in other regions. Awareness of these cultural variations is crucial for avoiding misinterpretations during cross-cultural interactions. Sensitivity to these differences not only prevents misunderstandings, but also demonstrates respect for diverse cultural norms. Awareness of one's posture can significantly enhance interactions and convey messages aligned with one's intentions. Being mindful of standing or sitting upright can project confidence, even in anxiety-inducing situations like public speaking. When engaging in conversations, adopting an open stance without crossing arms creates a welcoming atmosphere, encouraging others to share more freely. This conscious effort to maintain positive body language can transform interactions, making them more productive and enjoyable. Encouraging a more open stance can enhance trust and rapport with others. For instance, during negotiations, avoiding closed-off postures like crossed arms can create a cooperative environment. Instead, adopting an open posture with hands visible and facing the counterpart can signal honesty and transparency. This approach fosters a sense of mutual respect and understanding, which is critical for building strong professional relationships. In personal settings, maintaining an open and inviting posture helps in creating deeper emotional connections, enhancing bonds with loved ones. Consider the psychological state mirrored in posture. Our mental well-being often reflects in how we carry ourselves physically. During stressful times, it's common to notice individuals slouching or adopting tense postures. Conversely, someone feeling confident will naturally stand tall and move with purpose. This connection between mind and body means that improving one's posture can positively impact self-perception and influence how others perceive us. Practicing good posture can thus become a tool for boosting self-esteem and presenting oneself favorably in various social contexts. To further illustrate, think about a job interview scenario. A candidate who enters the room with an upright posture, maintains eye contact, and avoids defensive gestures like crossing arms is likely to leave a lasting positive impression. Their nonverbal cues convey readiness, openness, and professionalism. On the flip side, a candidate exhibiting poor posture might inadvertently send signals of nervousness or lack of preparation, even if their answers are well thought out. Hence, mastering the art of posture is paramount in high-stakes situations, where first impressions are critical. In daily life, simple adjustments in posture can lead to meaningful improvements in communication. For instance, when listening to a friend, leaning slightly forward shows interest and engagement. This subtle shift in posture assures the speaker that they have your full attention, strengthening the communicative bond. Similarly, in family discussions, adopting an open posture can facilitate more honest and heartfelt exchanges, as family members feel more comfortable expressing themselves openly. Lastly, incorporating good posture into regular practice is beneficial for overall health. Prolonged slouching can lead to physical discomforts like back pain and reduced lung capacity. By practicing an upright posture, not only does one enhance interpersonal interactions, but also supports physical well-being. Simple exercises and mindfulness techniques can help integrate these changes seamlessly into daily routines. Gestures and movements. Gestures and movements are powerful tools in nonverbal communication. They often convey messages that words cannot fully express, or sometimes even contradict spoken words, providing a richer context to the interactions. Understanding these physical cues can significantly enhance one's ability to communicate effectively and empathetically. Common gestures like thumbs up, waves, and nods carry general interpretations that most people recognize instinctively. A thumbs up typically signifies approval or agreement, while a wave usually functions as a greeting or farewell. Nods are generally understood as a sign of acknowledgement or agreement. However, it is crucial to note that these interpretations can vary widely across different cultures. In some Middle Eastern countries, for instance, the thumbs-up gesture can be considered rude or offensive. Similarly, nodding the head might signify disagreement in certain regions like parts of Greece and Bulgaria. Therefore, being aware of and sensitive to these cultural variations is essential for effective cross-cultural communication. Gestures often accompany verbal communication, acting as amplifiers that reinforce the spoken message. These are known as illustrators and include hand movements that indicate the size or shape of an object, among other things. For instance, when explaining directions, one might use hand gestures to mimic turns or highlight distances. Even in scenarios where the person communicating is not visible, such as during phone conversations, individuals continue to use gestures naturally. This unconscious behavior illustrates how ingrained gestures are in our communication repertoire. Enthusiastic gestures can convey passion and enthusiasm, garnering greater engagement from the audience. For example, animated hand movements while speaking can make the speaker appear more passionate and engaged with the topic, thereby drawing the audience's attention and interest. Conversely, negative gestures can project discourteousness or hostility. Pointing at someone, for example, can come off as accusatory or aggressive, potentially alienating the person on the receiving end. It's important to be mindful of the impact of these gestures to avoid miscommunications and foster positive interactions. Movements within personal space play a significant role in conveying comfort levels or assertiveness. Personal space varies by culture, but it generally refers to the immediate area surrounding an individual that they consider their own. Invading this space with movements can signal dominance or aggression, whereas maintaining an appropriate distance can show respect and attentiveness. Fidgeting within one's personal space often suggests anxiety or discomfort. Someone who continually shifts their weight, taps their foot, or plays with objects may be feeling nervous or uneasy. On the contrary, stillness can indicate attentiveness or confidence. A speaker standing firm and making deliberate movements appears more in control and composed, which can have a calming effect on the audience. Understanding situational dynamics can help individuals navigate effectively through various social scenarios. Whether in a corporate meeting or a casual gathering, deciphering the right gestures and movements to employ is key to fostering mutual respect and understanding. For example, maintaining eye contact and nodding affirmatively during a business presentation can demonstrate active listening and agreement, thus encouraging the speaker. In contrast, crossing arms or looking away frequently could signal disengagement or opposition. The ability to adapt posture and gestures implies social awareness, a vital skill in all interactions. Being able to read the room and adjust accordingly helps in building rapport and trust. For instance, mirroring the body language of a client in a sales pitch, such as matching their level of enthusiasm or adopting a similar sitting posture, can make them feel more comfortable and understood, increasing the chances of a successful interaction. Awareness of cultural nuances can prevent misinterpretations during intercultural interactions. Gestures like the OK sign made by forming a circle with the thumb and index finger, which is positive in many Western cultures, can be highly offensive in places like Brazil. Such knowledge can assist readers in better preparing for international or multicultural environments, enabling smoother and more effective communications. Emphasizing that global networking requires adaptability and understanding of body language subtleties ensures that professionals are equipped to handle diverse settings. Successful global business relationships often hinge on a nuanced comprehension of local customs and nonverbal cues. Mastering these can pave the way for stronger connections and collaborative success. In this chapter, we delved into the significant impact of posture and gestures on communication. We explored how upright posture signifies confidence and authority, while slouched posture can suggest insecurity or disinterest. Recognizing these cues can enhance both professional and personal interactions. We also highlighted the importance of context in interpreting crossed arms and legs, emphasizing that understanding nuances helps avoid misinterpretations. Culturally diverse interpretations of posture further underscore the necessity of being aware of different norms to ensure respectful and effective cross-cultural communication. We also examined the influence of gestures and movements within personal space. Common gestures like thumbs up and nods convey universal messages, but can vary greatly across cultures. Being mindful of these variations is crucial for effective communication. Movements within personal space often indicate comfort levels, with fidgeting suggesting anxiety and deliberate movements reflecting confidence. Adapting our posture and gestures based on situational dynamics can greatly improve our interactions, demonstrating social awareness and fostering trust. By integrating these insights, readers can enhance their interpersonal skills, whether in professional settings or personal relationships. Chapter 3. Decoding facial expressions. Decoding facial expressions is an essential skill for enhancing both personal and professional interactions. Understanding the subtleties behind a smile or a frown can greatly influence how we perceive and respond to others. The ability to read facial cues not only fosters better communication, but also aids in building stronger relationships, whether in a corporate setting or among friends and family. In this chapter, we will explore various aspects of facial expression analysis. First, we delve into the basics of facial anatomy to comprehend how different muscles contribute to specific expressions. Next, we discuss universal expressions identified by psychologist Paul Ekman, which are recognized across cultures. We will then examine the intensity and clusters of facial expressions and how they can convey complex emotions. Finally, we look at cutting-edge research on the impact of context on interpreting facial expressions, providing a more nuanced understanding of nonverbal communication. Basics of reading facial expressions. Understanding facial anatomy is the starting point for decoding facial expressions effectively. Facial expressions are created by movements of various muscles in the face, each of which plays a significant role in conveying emotion. For example, the zygomatic major muscle is responsible for lifting the corners of the mouth into a smile, while the corrugator supercilii draws the eyebrows together to create a frown. Knowing these muscles and their functions helps pinpoint specific areas to observe when reading emotions. This anatomical knowledge serves as the foundation for recognizing more complex expressions. Next, we delve into key universal expressions that are recognized across cultures. pioneering work by psychologist Paul Ekman identified 6 basic emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and disgust that are universally expressed and understood through facial cues. Happiness, for instance, is signaled by the upward movement of the mouth corners and crinkling around the eyes, while sadness often involves the drooping of the eyelids and pulling down of the mouth corners. Anger is typically associated with lowered brows, glaring eyes, and tight lips. Fear manifests through raised eyebrows, widened eyes, and an open mouth. Surprise involves raised eyebrows, wide eyes, and a dropped jaw, whereas disgust shows through a wrinkled nose and raised upper lip. Understanding these universal expressions highlights shared human experiences and provides a baseline for more nuanced interpretation. The intensity of an expression greatly influences its interpretation. A subtle smile might indicate mild amusement, while a broad grin with teeth exposed suggests intense joy. Conversely, a slight furrowing of the brows could denote minor confusion or displeasure, whereas deeply knitted brows imply strong anger or frustration. Recognizing the degree of intensity requires a keen eye for detail and an understanding that more pronounced expressions typically signal stronger emotions. Moreover, context plays a crucial role. A fleeting look of concern in a high-stress situation may reveal underlying anxiety that a more subdued environment would not elicit. By paying attention to the subtleties, one can achieve a more accurate read on others' emotional states. Facial expression clusters further complicate the decoding process, but also enrich it. Emotions are rarely conveyed through isolated facial cues. Instead, they manifest as clusters of signals that together express complex feelings. For instance, someone experiencing mixed emotions like bittersweet happiness may show a smiling mouth coupled with teary eyes. Another example is a fake smile, where the mouth smiles but the eyes do not reflect genuine happiness, a phenomenon known as Duchenne versus non-Duchenne smiles. Understanding these clusters demands not just knowledge of individual expressions, but also how they interplay to convey layered emotions. This skill is particularly useful in situations requiring deep empathy, such as counseling or conflict resolution. Research underscores the importance of studying facial expressions within the varied contexts of everyday life, rather than relying solely on static or stereotyped examples. This approach yields a more valid picture of how people use their faces to express emotions, and how observers interpret these expressions. Studies indicate that while certain facial configurations are consistently associated with specific emotions, the reliability and specificity of these expressions can vary significantly across different contexts, individuals, and cultures. Consequently, real-world interactions provide richer data for understanding the nuances of emotional expression and perception. As discussed, facial anatomy lays the groundwork for recognizing expressions. Key muscles like the orbicularis oculi, which encircles the eye, are crucial for creating authentic smiles. A true smile engages this muscle, causing crow's feet at the eye corners, whereas a forced smile does not involve the eye region. Similarly, the frontalis muscle raises the eyebrows and can signify surprise or concern. By familiarizing oneself with these muscles and their movements, professionals can enhance their ability to decipher facial cues accurately. This foundational knowledge is invaluable for anyone looking to improve their interpersonal skills or understand human behavior more deeply. In addition to understanding basic facial muscles, learning about universal expressions provides a helpful framework for interpreting emotions. Happiness, marked by smiles, is perhaps the most easily recognizable emotion. However, knowing that a genuine smile involves both mouth and eye movements can prevent misinterpretations. Likewise, recognizing sadness through lowered eyelids and mouth corners helps in providing appropriate emotional support. Identifying anger through features like tightened lips and furrowed brows enables timely intervention in conflict situations. Awareness of these universal expressions serves as an essential tool for navigating social interactions more effectively. The concept of expression intensity adds another layer of complexity to decoding emotions. Subtle variations in expression can dramatically alter the perceived emotional message. Professionals must develop the ability to discern these nuances to react appropriately. For instance, detecting a faint hint of irritation in a colleague's demeanor allows for preemptive measures to diffuse potential conflicts. Conversely, recognizing genuine enthusiasm in a client's expression can be leveraged to build rapport and trust. Thus, mastering the art of gauging expression intensity directly benefits professional and personal relationships alike. Clusters of facial expressions offer a richer, more nuanced understanding of emotions. Rather than viewing expressions in isolation, it is crucial to consider the combination of facial cues. A person expressing anxiety might show a mix of fear, wide eyes, and concern, furrowed brow. Similarly, joy blended with relief could be seen as a smile accompanied by relaxed facial features. Recognizing these clusters demands practice and experience, but yields significant rewards in terms of emotional intelligence. Professionals who can accurately interpret these complex signals are better equipped to navigate challenging interactions and foster positive relationships. Recent research emphasizes the variability and context dependence of facial expressions. Contrary to the common view that certain configurations reliably signal specific emotions, studies show considerable variability in how emotions are expressed and perceived. This insight has profound implications for those seeking to decode emotions accurately. It suggests that effective interpretation hinges not merely on recognizing facial muscle movements, but also on considering contextual factors. Understanding that facial expressions are dynamic and influenced by situational variables helps avoid misinterpretations and enhances the accuracy of emotional assessment. Microexpressions and their significance. Microexpressions, fleeting and involuntary facial expressions, provide a window into a person's genuine emotions. Although they last only a fraction of a second, their brief nature can often make them go unnoticed. However, these microexpressions can offer profound insights into someone's true feelings, allowing for more accurate emotional assessment. The concept of microexpressions first gained traction through psychological research that identified their connection to genuine emotions. Defined as short-lived facial movements, microexpressions typically last between 1/25th to 1/15th of a second. Due to their brevity, they require keen observational skills and often specialized training to detect effectively. For professionals looking to enhance their interpersonal skills, recognizing these fleeting signs can be invaluable. In personal relationships, understanding these subtle cues can foster deeper connections by revealing hidden emotional states. Delving into the origins of microexpressions, it is essential to consider their evolutionary background. These small yet potent expressions served our ancestors by providing nonverbal communication clues in social interactions. In high-stakes situations, whether in the wild or during human conflicts, being able to read true emotions could mean the difference between life and death. Thus, microexpressions likely evolved as a critical communicative tool that reveals genuine emotions, even when verbal messages might be deceptive. Microexpressions serve several functions beyond just signaling emotions. They can contradict spoken words, offering a more reliable insight into a person's true state of mind. This discordance between verbal and nonverbal communication can be particularly useful in negotiations and high-pressure environments. For example, a business leader negotiating a contract might rely on detecting microexpressions to gauge the other party's sincerity. Similarly, in law enforcement, understanding these involuntary signals can aid in interrogations, helping officers discern truthfulness from deception. While many studies have focused on recognizing microexpressions, spotting them in real time remains challenging but crucial. Recognizing and interpreting microexpressions comes with its set of challenges. One significant difficulty lies in their brief nature. Given that they last such a short time, observers must be exceptionally attentive and trained to catch these elusive expressions. Additionally, context plays a vital role in interpretation. A micro-expression can be easily misinterpreted if not considered alongside the surrounding circumstances and verbal communications. For instance, a fleeting look of sadness might be misconstrued as an indication of current distress when it could relate to a past memory. To avoid such pitfalls, one must consider both the immediate context and broader situational factors. To put this knowledge to practical use, individuals can employ specific techniques for spotting micro-expressions in everyday interactions. By maintaining direct eye contact and focusing on the face, observers can better catch these fleeting signals. Training programs, such as those offered by experts in facial recognition, can also provide valuable practice in identifying these expressions. Recognizing micro-expressions can give a significant advantage in various settings, from business meetings to personal conversations, allowing for more nuanced and effective communication. One practical guideline for mastering the detection of micro-expressions is to practice in controlled scenarios. Start by observing recorded interactions, where you can pause and analyze facial expressions frame by frame. Gradually move to live practice by engaging with friends or colleagues who are aware of your learning goals. Over time, this practice will help you sharpen your skills and better understand the subtleties of emotional expression. The ability to link micro-expressions to specific emotions adds another layer of depth to interpersonal communication. Professionals and individuals alike can benefit from being able to identify whether a micro-expression indicates happiness, sadness, anger, or fear. For instance, a salesperson who notices a flicker of doubt on a client's face might pause to address any concerns, improving the likelihood of closing a deal. Similarly, in personal relationships, understanding the underlying emotions behind someone's fleeting expression can lead to more empathetic and supportive interactions. When it comes to spotting incongruences between verbal and nonverbal communication, the key is to pay close attention to discrepancies. For example, if someone verbally expresses confidence but shows a micro-expression of anxiety, this mismatch may signal underlying concerns or doubts. Being attuned to such incongruences can provide deeper insights into a person's true feelings, paving the way for more meaningful conversations and decisions. Another practical guideline involves creating scenarios that mimic real-life situations where micro-expressions might occur. Role-playing exercises can be highly effective in this regard. By simulating negotiations, interviews, or casual conversations, individuals can practice identifying micro-expressions in a controlled environment. This rehearsal helps develop the skill of quickly noticing and interpreting these brief expressions, ultimately enhancing one's ability to read others accurately. Despite the benefits, it's important to acknowledge the challenges in correctly interpreting micro-expressions. Misreading them can lead to misunderstandings and potential conflicts. Therefore, continuous practice and education are essential for honing this skill. Engaging in workshops, reading relevant literature, and utilizing online resources can all contribute to developing a keen eye for micro-expressions. Understanding micro-expressions offers immense value across various domains, from professional settings to personal relationships. While their brief, involuntary nature makes them challenging to detect, the insights they provide into genuine emotions are invaluable. By exploring their definition, evolutionary significance, practical applications, and interpretive challenges, individuals can enhance their emotional intelligence and improve their overall communication skills. Practicing in real-life scenarios and seeking continuous education can further refine one's ability to recognize and interpret these powerful signals. Understanding facial expressions is foundational for interpreting emotions and intentions in communication. This chapter highlighted the significance of knowing facial anatomy, identifying universal expressions, and recognizing the intensity and clusters of expressions. By familiarizing oneself with key facial muscles and their movements, professionals can better decipher emotional cues, whether in personal interactions or professional settings. The insights provided about universal emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and disgust offer a baseline for more complex interpretations, facilitating more effective social interactions. Moreover, the chapter underscored the importance of considering context and real-life variability when evaluating facial expressions. The degree of expression intensity and the interplay of multiple facial cues enrich our understanding, but also pose challenges. For those seeking to improve their interpersonal skills, mastering these nuances can lead to more accurate emotional assessments and stronger connections. Overall, this exploration into facial expressions serves as an essential tool for anyone aiming to enhance their communicative abilities and emotional intelligence. Chapter 4. The Power of Eye Contact. Eye contact profoundly influences communication by establishing trust, conveying confidence, and revealing power dynamics in interpersonal interactions. From business meetings to personal relationships, the way we engage with others through eye contact can significantly impact the quality of our interactions. It acts as a bridge that connects people on a deeper level, allowing for more meaningful exchanges and a greater understanding between parties. The nuances of eye contact, including intensity, duration, and reciprocity, play a crucial role in shaping the dynamics of every conversation. This chapter delves into the various ways eye contact affects communication, starting with how it builds trust and openness between individuals. Readers will explore the intricacies of matching gaze patterns and maintaining appropriate eye contact to foster connection and mutual respect. The discussion will then move on to interpreting power dynamics via eye contact, examining how those in positions of authority use it to assert dominance and control. Additionally, strategies for improving eye contact, overcoming cultural barriers, and using eye contact effectively in both professional and personal settings will be covered. This comprehensive exploration aims to equip readers with the skills needed to enhance their interpersonal interactions by mastering the art of eye contact. Building trust through eye contact. Engaging in effective eye contact is a powerful tool to foster trust and openness in conversations. This subpoint delves into the nuances of eye contact and its impact on interpersonal interactions, emphasizing how it can build deeper connections and mutual respect between individuals. To begin with, eye contact serves as a vital marker of engagement, signaling to the other person that you are genuinely invested in the conversation. When we maintain appropriate eye contact, it reflects our attentiveness and willingness to participate actively in the exchange. For example, in a business meeting, maintaining eye contact while listening to a colleague shows that you value their input, fostering an environment where everyone feels heard and respected. This kind of engagement can significantly enhance the quality of interaction, whether in professional settings or personal relationships. Furthermore, utilizing similar levels of eye contact between individuals can create a more harmonious interaction and build rapport. Mirroring the other person's eye contact, matching their gaze patterns without seeming forced or unnatural, helps establish a rhythm in the conversation. This synchronicity can make discussions feel more fluid and connected. Studies have shown that when people mirror each other's nonverbal cues, including eye contact, they tend to feel a greater sense of connection and understanding. This practice can be particularly effective in scenarios where building rapport quickly is essential, such as during networking events or initial client meetings. Making eye contact requires a degree of vulnerability, which can deepen emotional connections and lead to more authentic exchanges. When you look someone in the eyes, you expose a part of yourself, inviting them to do the same. This mutual vulnerability can break down barriers and foster a sense of closeness and trust. For instance, in therapeutic or counseling settings, consistent eye contact between the therapist and the client often leads to more open and honest communication, as the client feels seen and understood at a fundamental level. This dynamic is not limited to professional relationships. It also applies to personal interactions, where opening up through sustained eye contact can strengthen bonds between friends or romantic partners. Moreover, holding eye contact for extended periods signals sincerity and commitment to the topic being discussed, creating a shared experience that goes beyond words. In serious conversations, whether they involve negotiating a business deal or discussing a sensitive personal matter, maintaining prolonged eye contact can convey that you are fully present and invested in the outcome. This practice helps ensure that both parties feel a strong sense of mutual respect and dedication to resolving the issue at hand. Research suggests that individuals who use eye contact effectively are often perceived as more trustworthy and credible, which can significantly influence the dynamics of the interaction. Mirroring and reciprocity in eye contact play crucial roles in these interactions. By matching the intensity and duration of eye contact with the other person, you subconsciously indicate agreement and understanding, which fosters a stronger connection. This mirroring helps to synchronize the participants' emotional states, promoting empathy and mutual regard. Conversely, a lack of reciprocity in eye contact can lead to feelings of discomfort or distrust. If one person maintains eye contact while the other avoids it, the imbalance can create tension and signal disengagement or dishonesty. Ensuring a balanced exchange of eye contact can prevent such negative perceptions and contribute to more positive interpersonal dynamics. In addition to enhancing trust and openness, effective eye contact also supports the development of empathy. When you engage in direct eye contact, you gain insight into the other person's emotional state, as the eyes can convey a wide range of emotions. This ability to read and understand subtle emotional cues can lead to more compassionate and supportive interactions. For example, in a leadership role, being able to discern an employee's unspoken concerns through their eyes enables you to address issues proactively, demonstrating care and consideration that can boost team morale and loyalty. Despite the clear benefits, mastering the art of eye contact can be challenging for many. Factors such as social anxiety, cultural differences, and personal discomfort can make it difficult to maintain eye contact consistently. However, there are strategies to improve this skill. Practicing in front of a mirror, for instance, helps individuals become comfortable with maintaining eye contact by getting used to their reflection. Over time, this exercise can make it easier to engage in real-life interactions without feeling self-conscious. Another technique is to balance eye contact appropriately. While it's essential to maintain eye contact to show engagement, staring intensely can be perceived as aggressive or confrontational. Instead, aim for a natural pattern of looking at the other person while occasionally glancing away to avoid overwhelming them. This approach creates a comfortable interaction flow, making the conversation feel more relaxed and genuine. Interpreting power dynamics via eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful nonverbal cue that can reveal underlying power dynamics and social hierarchies within interactions. The way individuals engage in eye contact often reflects their position of authority or subservience in various settings. For instance, those in authoritative positions tend to exert more control over eye contact, using it to assert dominance and influence others. In many cases, those who hold higher status engage in more direct and prolonged eye contact compared to subordinates, who may avoid making eye contact altogether. This dynamic is not only instinctual, but also a learned behavior observed across different cultures and social structures. By controlling the duration and intensity of eye contact, individuals in power can establish dominance and command attention. When an individual frequently maintains strong eye contact while speaking, but avoids it when listening, it subtly signals that they are in control of the interaction. Moreover, intense or prolonged eye contact serves as a tool for intimidation. In hostile environments or high-stakes negotiations, maintaining unbroken eye contact can make the other party feel scrutinized and pressured. This technique can be particularly effective in legal settings, business negotiations, or competitive scenarios where establishing psychological superiority is crucial. For example, during a courtroom cross-examination, a lawyer might use prolonged eye contact to unsettle a witness, pushing them into revealing inconsistencies or admitting guilt. The context in which eye contact occurs significantly influences how power dynamics are conveyed. In professional meetings, maintaining steady eye contact conveys confidence and engagement. Here, the balance of eye contact between parties can indicate mutual respect and equality. Conversely, in social gatherings, excessive eye contact might come off as aggressive or overly assertive. Understanding these contextual nuances helps individuals navigate different social landscapes effectively. Business leaders, for instance, might maintain firm eye contact during board meetings to project authority, while modulating it in informal settings to appear approachable and engaging. For professionals looking to enhance their interpersonal skills, mastering the strategic use of eye contact becomes invaluable. By recognizing when to intensify or soften their gaze, individuals can assert themselves effectively or diffuse tense situations. In negotiations, knowing when to hold or break eye contact can build trust or create pressure, leading to more favorable outcomes. In collaborative environments, a well-timed meeting of eyes can signal agreement or prompt further discussion, driving productivity and fostering a cooperative atmosphere. Furthermore, being aware of cultural differences in eye contact norms is essential. In some cultures, direct eye contact is seen as respectful and a sign of attentiveness, while in others, it might be perceived as disrespectful or challenging. Professionals working in multicultural environments must adapt to these varying norms to avoid miscommunication or offending colleagues. For instance, in many Western cultures, direct eye contact is encouraged in most social and professional interactions. Yet in some Asian cultures, it may be considered impolite, especially when conversing with elders or superiors. To illustrate, consider a scenario in a corporate setting where an employee must present a proposal to senior executives. By strategically using eye contact, the employee can convey confidence and competence. Looking directly at the executives when presenting key points demonstrates assurance in their ideas. However, if a disagreement arises, shifting eye contact appropriately can help manage the tension. Holding the gaze slightly longer might show determination, while breaking it could diffuse potential conflict. In addition to its role in power dynamics, eye contact also plays a critical part in building and maintaining relationships. For example, salespeople often use eye contact to establish rapport and trust with clients. Making consistent eye contact while explaining product features and answering questions reassures the client of the salesperson's honesty and dedication. Similarly, managers conducting performance reviews might use softer, more frequent eye contact to foster a supportive and open dialogue, making employees feel valued and heard. Effective eye contact management is not just about the amount of eye contact made, but also involves understanding the timing and appropriateness of these interactions. It requires a keen sense of awareness and adaptability. For individuals with naturally dominant personalities, moderating their eye contact can help them appear less intimidating and more collaborative in team settings. Conversely, those who are more reserved can practice increasing their eye contact to project assertiveness and confidence. Beyond personal and professional interactions, eye contact also has profound implications in leadership. Leaders who master the art of eye contact can inspire and motivate their teams more effectively. By using deliberate eye contact, they can communicate vision, passion, and empathy, galvanizing their followers towards collective goals. Research has shown that leaders who maintain meaningful eye contact are perceived as more trustworthy and competent by their peers and subordinates. Eye contact is a crucial element in communication, shaping the dynamics of interactions by building trust, revealing confidence, and illustrating power hierarchies. The chapter has highlighted how maintaining appropriate eye contact can foster deeper connections, mutual respect, and understanding among individuals. By actively engaging with others through eye contact, one can demonstrate attentiveness and sincerity, whether in professional meetings or personal conversations. Mirroring the gaze patterns of others helps create a harmonious exchange, promoting empathy and rapport, which is essential for effective interpersonal relations. The chapter also emphasized the role of eye contact in signaling authority and navigating power dynamics. Those in positions of power often use prolonged eye contact to assert dominance, while subordinates might avoid it as a sign of submission. Strategic use of eye contact can enhance communication, making interactions more impactful, whether in high-stakes negotiations or casual settings. Recognizing cultural differences in eye contact norms is equally important for avoiding misunderstandings and fostering respectful interactions. By mastering eye contact, individuals can not only convey their messages more effectively, but also build stronger, more trusting relationships, both professionally and personally. Chapter 5. Cultural Nuances in Nonverbal Communication. Understanding cultural differences in nonverbal communication is essential for navigating our globalized world. Nonverbal cues such as gestures, facial expressions, and body language can vary dramatically across cultures, leading to potential misunderstandings if not properly interpreted. These unspoken forms of communication play a crucial role in how messages are conveyed and received, influencing interactions in both personal and professional settings. This chapter delves into the various ways nonverbal signals differ from one culture to another. It examines how seemingly universal gestures can hold different meanings depending on cultural context, highlighting specific examples like the thumbs-up gesture or beckoning finger. The chapter also explores the significance of eye contact, physical touch, and spatial dynamics, illustrating how these elements shape communication styles. By understanding these cultural nuances, readers will be better equipped to foster respectful and effective interactions, minimizing misinterpretations, and enhancing their ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds. Cultural variations in gestures. Understanding how gestures can differ widely across cultures is pivotal in today's interconnected world. Different societies employ various nonverbal cues to communicate similar ideas, which means that context is essential when interpreting these gestures. For example, the thumbs-up gesture. In many Western countries, a thumbs up signifies approval or affirmation, often translating to "good job" or "everything's okay." Conversely, in Greece and the Middle East, this same gesture can be perceived as offensive, sometimes equivalent to a rude insult. Such stark contrasts illustrate why understanding cultural variances is crucial to avoid misunderstandings and foster positive interactions. Moreover, being mindful of one's body language helps prevent unintended disrespect. Gestures like the beckoning finger, common in the United States to signal someone to come closer, can be considered extremely rude and inappropriate in many Asian countries. In China, Malaysia, and the Philippines, this motion might be used solely for animals, not humans. In the Philippines, using this gesture toward a person could even lead to legal repercussions. Recognizing these differences allows individuals to modify their behavior appropriately, creating a more respectful and effective communication environment. Context plays a significant role in how gestures are interpreted. Even within the same country, different situations can alter the meaning of a specific gesture. For instance, while eye contact is often seen as a sign of confidence in many Western cultures, it can be perceived differently depending on the circumstances and relationships involved. In many Middle Eastern cultures, extended eye contact between people of the same gender may signify trust and engagement. However, prolonged eye contact between opposite genders can be deemed inappropriate. Similarly, in many Asian and African cultures, sustained eye contact can be viewed as confrontational or disrespectful, especially when directed at authority figures. Thus, understanding the context behind a gesture ensures more accurate interpretation and effective communication. The power of nonverbal cues extends beyond mere gestures to encompass facial expressions, posture, and even touch. In some high-contact cultures like those in Latin America and Southern Europe, physical touch during conversation signals warmth and friendliness. Conversely, in low-contact cultures such as Japan or Northern European nations, minimal physical contact is the norm, and excessive touching can make individuals uncomfortable. Adapting to these variations demonstrates empathy and cultural sensitivity, vital for building trust and rapport in cross-cultural interactions. Touching upon specific examples can further highlight how nuanced nonverbal communication can be. In South Korea, it's customary for elders to touch younger individuals with some force when navigating a crowd. This action indicates authority and concern rather than aggression. Conversely, younger people are expected to avoid reciprocating this gesture out of respect. Such subtleties underscore the importance of cultural knowledge in preventing misinterpretations. Gestures also find unique expressions in specific cultural traditions. The Maori greeting known as hongi in New Zealand involves pressing noses and foreheads together to share breath, symbolizing the exchange of life force and welcoming one into their community. This greeting embodies sincerity and connection, contrasting sharply with Western notions of personal space. Understanding and respecting these traditions enriches our global interactions, allowing us to connect meaningfully across diverse cultural landscapes. To adapt one's gestures effectively when communicating with people from varying backgrounds, start by educating yourself about the common nonverbal norms in different cultures. Being aware of such distinctions can prevent potential faux pas and promote smoother exchanges. For instance, if you're visiting Thailand or Laos, know that touching someone's head, even a child's, is considered highly disrespectful due to the cultural belief that the head is the most sacred part of the body. Similarly, standing too close to someone in Japan may invade their personal space, a concept highly valued in their culture. Practicing cultural sensitivity involves more than just knowing what gestures to avoid. It's about cultivating an awareness that influences everyday interactions. When you're mindful of your body language, you send a message of respect and willingness to engage positively. Simple acts, such as adjusting the intensity of your eye contact or modifying your usual hand gestures based on the cultural context, demonstrate thoughtfulness and adaptability. In professional settings, these adaptations become even more critical. Misinterpreted gestures can lead to strained business relations or failed negotiations. Professionals can enhance their interpersonal skills and career prospects by learning and practicing culturally appropriate nonverbal communication techniques. For instance, understanding that making a circle with your thumb and index finger, which signifies okay in many Western cultures, can be offensive in places like Brazil, where it implies a derogatory meaning, can prevent awkward or damaging encounters. Finally, learning about other cultures prepares individuals for effective international interactions. It encompasses more than memorizing specific do's and don'ts. It encourages a mindset of curiosity, respect, and openness. Embracing this perspective allows professionals, travelers, and anyone engaged in cross-cultural communication to navigate the complexities of nonverbal cues successfully, fostering mutual respect and understanding in our globalized world. Nonverbal communication across societies. In our increasingly interconnected world, recognizing the nuances of nonverbal communication across different cultures can be a game changer for professionals and individuals, aiming to enhance their interaction skills. This section sheds light on how these styles vary among societies and the implications of these differences. High-context cultures, such as those in Japan or many Arab nations, communicate a great deal through implicit messages and nonverbal cues. These societies often place significant value on the context surrounding an interaction, rather than the words used. For example, a slight pause before responding might convey respect or contemplation without needing verbal confirmation. Conversely, low-context cultures like those in Germany or the United States prefer direct verbal communication, where clarity and explicit information are valued over implied meanings. Understanding this distinction is crucial because it influences how messages are sent and received. In a business setting, for instance, a professional from a low-context culture might find it challenging to read between the lines when dealing with someone from a high-context culture, potentially leading to miscommunication. Personal space is another aspect where cultural variances are pronounced. North Americans typically require more personal space during interactions compared to people from Mediterranean countries or Latin America, who may feel comfortable standing much closer. Such differences can lead to discomfort, if not navigated carefully. Imagine a networking event where a European manager instinctively steps back from a South American colleague who has stepped in closer to converse. The gesture could unintentionally signal disinterest or aloofness. Being aware of these norms helps in adjusting personal space expectations, making interactions smoother, and reducing instances of perceived rudeness or invasion. Emotional expression also varies significantly across cultures, impacting how empathy and understanding are conveyed. In some Asian cultures, maintaining composure and restraint is valued, whereas Mediterranean cultures might embrace open and expressive displays of emotion. Recognizing these styles can greatly enhance empathetic communication, allowing one to respond appropriately to the emotional cues of others. For example, an American salesperson dealing with a Japanese client might misinterpret subdued expressions as lack of interest, missing subtle signs of approval and satisfaction. By tuning into the client's less obvious cues, the salesperson can build a stronger, more respectful connection. The rise of digital communication further complicates nonverbal interactions. Without the benefit of physical presence, email, social media, and instant messaging rely heavily on text, emojis, and GIFs to convey tone and emotions. Emojis, as explored by Udenze, have emerged as quasi-nonverbal signals that help fill the gap left by the absence of face-to-face interaction. However, even these symbols are subject to cultural interpretation. A smiley face emoji might be seen universally as friendly, but other emojis can have varied meanings. Therefore, understanding these limitations helps in crafting clearer digital communications. For example, while a thumbs-up emoji might universally indicate agreement, using more nuanced symbols can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, depending on cultural context. Pergamon, 2024, highlights how positive emojis can enhance perceptions of leadership qualities in digital communication, reinforcing the idea that mindful use of these digital tools can strengthen connections in virtual spaces. To bridge these cultural divides in nonverbal communication, it is essential to develop strategies aimed at promoting mutual understanding. Observation and asking clarifying questions can serve as effective methods to grasp the intended message behind nonverbal cues in cross-cultural contexts. This approach encourages active listening and shows a willingness to engage deeply with the other person's perspective. Developing contextual awareness thus becomes integral in navigating complex social landscapes, ensuring interactions are both efficient and respectful. Furthermore, being mindful of one's own cultural background can influence interpretative skills in diverse settings. Awareness of how personal habits and societal norms shape one's responses can foster a more inclusive communication style. For instance, a manager aware of their tendency towards direct speech can soften their approach when working with teams that prioritize harmony and indirect communication. Understanding cultural differences in nonverbal communication is vital for effective interactions in our globalized world. Throughout this chapter, we have explored how various gestures can have different meanings based on cultural contexts, from the thumbs-up sign to the beckoning finger. These insights highlight the importance of being mindful of our body language to avoid unintended disrespect and misunderstanding. Recognizing such nuances ensures more respectful and accurate communication, fostering positive relationships both personally and professionally. As we've seen, even subtle elements like eye contact and personal space vary widely across cultures, influencing how messages are perceived. Being aware of these differences allows us to adapt our behaviors, thereby enhancing our ability to connect meaningfully with others. Whether navigating business dealings or personal interactions, cultivating cultural sensitivity involves understanding specific nonverbal norms and appreciating the broader context behind them. By doing so, individuals can develop stronger, more empathetic connections and navigate the complexities of cross-cultural communication with greater ease and respect. Chapter 6: Nonverbal Dynamics in Professional Settings. Nonverbal communication plays a significant role in professional settings, affecting how individuals are perceived and how effectively they convey their messages. Recognizing and harnessing these nonverbal cues can make the difference between a successful interaction and one that falls flat. In professional environments, subtle yet powerful gestures, postures, and facial expressions often speak louder than words, influencing perceptions of competence, confidence, and approachability. Understanding the nuances of nonverbal dynamics enables professionals to navigate complex workplace interactions more adeptly, fostering better relationships and enhancing overall communication effectiveness. This chapter delves into the core aspects of nonverbal communication within professional settings, highlighting practical strategies for improving these essential skills. Readers will explore techniques for using body language effectively during presentations, including power poses that can boost confidence and establish authority. The chapter also covers the significance of purposeful gestures and maintaining proper posture, both of which contribute to creating a more engaging and authoritative presence. Additionally, it examines the importance of eye contact in stage movement, providing actionable tips for incorporating these elements seamlessly into professional interactions. By mastering these nonverbal dynamics, professionals can enhance their ability to connect with colleagues, manage difficult conversations, and demonstrate cultural sensitivity, ultimately leading to more productive and harmonious workplace relationships. Body language during presentations. The effectiveness of a presentation can be significantly enhanced through the strategic use of body language. Understanding and leveraging nonverbal dynamics allows speakers to convey confidence and engage their audience more effectively. This section highlights the crucial role of body language in presentations and offers guidelines on how to master this aspect. Understanding power poses. Power poses are an essential tool for boosting a speaker's confidence and establishing authority. These poses typically involve expansive postures that make the speaker appear larger and more dominant. For example, standing with feet shoulder-width apart, hands on hips, or leaning forward slightly with arms stretched out can create a powerful presence. Studies have shown that adopting such poses not only alters others' perceptions but also affects the speaker's own hormone levels, increasing testosterone and decreasing cortisol, leading to higher feelings of power and reduced stress. Practicing these stances before taking the stage can set a positive tone for the entire presentation. To incorporate power poses into your routine, start by practicing in front of a mirror. Observe how these poses affect your self-perception, and gradually integrate them into your everyday interactions to build muscle memory. During your presentation, consciously adopt one or two power poses at critical points, such as the introduction or when making key points, to reinforce your message. Utilizing gestures effectively. Gestures play a significant role in complementing verbal communication. Purposeful gestures help emphasize important points, making the content more engaging and memorable for the audience. However, uncontrolled or excessive gestures can be distracting. To avoid this, it's essential to practice deliberate movements that align with the spoken words. For instance, open hand gestures often convey honesty and openness, while precise gestures, like counting on fingers or pointing, highlight specific information. When used appropriately, these gestures guide the audience's attention and underscore the significance of your message. Balance is key. Overusing hand movements could detract from your speech, while too few might leave your delivery flat. A useful practice technique is to record yourself during a rehearsal. Reviewing the footage will reveal which gestures feel natural and which seem forced or distracting. Focus on refining your movements, ensuring they serve to enhance the narrative rather than clutter it. Eye contact management. Maintaining effective eye contact is crucial for creating a connection with the audience. Eye contact conveys engagement, sincerity, and confidence. It allows speakers to gauge the audience's reactions and adjust their delivery accordingly. Avoiding eye contact, on the other hand, can come across as disinterest or nervousness. To manage eye contact effectively, consider the 3-second rule. This involves holding eye contact with individuals in different parts of the room for about 3 seconds before moving on. This technique ensures no single person feels uncomfortable under prolonged scrutiny while engaging the entire audience. It creates a sense of inclusiveness, making each member feel acknowledged and valued. In larger settings, try to focus on sections of the audience rather than individual faces to avoid feeling overwhelmed. This method maintains the appearance of direct engagement without the pressure of locking eyes with any one person. Practice this approach during rehearsals to build comfort and fluidity in transitioning your gaze. Posture and movement. Proper posture is fundamental in projecting confidence. Standing tall with shoulders back and head held high not only makes you appear more authoritative, but also aids in better breathing and vocal projection. Slouching or shifting weight frequently can signal uncertainty and disengagement. It's vital to practice maintaining good posture, even when you're not on stage. Incorporate this habit into your daily life so that it becomes second nature. During a presentation, remain mindful of your posture and make adjustments if you notice yourself slumping. Movement around the stage should be purposeful and strategic. Aimless pacing can be distracting, but deliberate steps can help maintain audience interest. Use movement to emphasize transitions between main points, or to engage different segments of the audience. Moving closer to the audience can create intimacy and draw them in, while stepping back gives the impression of delivering a broader overview. For example, if discussing a particularly impactful point, take a step forward to signal its importance. Conversely, when summarizing or reflecting, stepping back can give the audience space to process the information. Practicing these movements during rehearsals ensures they feel natural and are seamlessly integrated into your presentation. Integrating skills in practice. Effective body language is not just about isolated elements, but the integration of all aspects: power poses, gestures, eye contact, posture, and movement. Each component works together to create a compelling and confident presentation. The key to mastering them is consistent practice and self-reflection. Begin by incorporating power poses into your pre-presentation routine to boost confidence. During rehearsals, pay attention to your gestures, ensuring they enhance rather than distract. Practice managing eye contact by engaging with different areas of the room and maintaining it long enough to establish a connection. Be mindful of your posture throughout, correcting any tendencies to slouch. Finally, plan your stage movements to align with your speech's structure and main points. Recording your practice sessions can provide invaluable feedback. Watching these recordings helps identify areas for improvement and refine your techniques. Additionally, seeking feedback from trusted colleagues or mentors can offer new insights and suggestions. Navigating workplace interactions nonverbally. Building effective relationships in professional settings demands more than just excellent verbal communication skills. Nonverbal communication, often overlooked, plays a pivotal role in fostering understanding and rapport among colleagues. This section aims to empower readers by illustrating how leveraging nonverbal cues can enhance workplace interactions and strengthen professional relationships. Building rapport with colleagues. Establishing strong connections with colleagues is fundamental to creating a cohesive and productive work environment. Simple, nonverbal cues like mirroring and smiling can significantly contribute to building rapport. Mirroring involves subtly mimicking the gestures, posture, or facial expressions of the person you're interacting with. This behavior fosters a sense of familiarity and mutual understanding, making the other person feel more at ease. A genuine smile, on the other hand, is universally recognized as a signal of friendliness and approachability. When you smile during interactions, it not only puts the other person at ease, but also conveys warmth and positive energy, encouraging open communication and collaboration. To practice mirroring, observe your colleagues' body language and naturally adopt similar gestures. Be mindful, however, to keep it subtle to avoid seeming insincere. Smile genuinely and consistently when engaging with others. These small actions can make significant strides in establishing trust and comfort within your professional relationships. Recognizing individual cues. Understanding nonverbal signals goes beyond general gestures. It involves recognizing individual cues that reflect one's true feelings. Micro-expressions, which are involuntary facial expressions occurring within a fraction of a second, can reveal underlying emotions. By paying attention to these subtle signals, you can better interpret a colleague's feelings and respond appropriately. For instance, a quick furrow of the brow may indicate confusion or concern, prompting you to offer clarification or reassurance. It is essential to combine the recognition of micro-expressions with active listening and empathetic responses. Observing a colleague's nonverbal signals should guide your interactions, allowing you to address their needs more effectively. This approach not only enhances your ability to communicate, but also shows that you are attentive and considerate, further strengthening your professional relationships. Managing nonverbal communication in difficult conversations. Difficult conversations are a common occurrence in any workplace, and managing them effectively requires careful attention to nonverbal communication. In high-stress situations, maintaining calm and using reflective gestures can significantly ease tensions. Reflective gestures, such as nodding in acknowledgement and maintaining an open posture, demonstrate that you are actively listening and engaged in the conversation. Remaining calm is crucial. A steady and composed demeanor helps prevent the escalation of conflict. Practice deep breathing techniques beforehand to maintain composure and ensure your body language reflects confidence and control. Keep your tone of voice even and measured. Reflective gestures, combined with a calm presence, can de-escalate tense situations and create a more constructive dialogue. Demonstrating cultural sensitivity. In diverse workplaces, demonstrating cultural sensitivity through nonverbal communication is essential to prevent misunderstandings and foster respect. Different cultures have varying interpretations of nonverbal cues, and being aware of these differences can enhance your interactions. For example, while maintaining eye contact is considered a sign of attentiveness in some cultures, in others, it may be perceived as disrespectful or confrontational. Adapt your nonverbal behavior according to the cultural context of your colleagues. This might involve adjusting the level of eye contact, modifying gestures, or being mindful of personal space. Educate yourself about the cultural backgrounds of those you interact with regularly, and remain open to learning from their perspectives. Demonstrating cultural sensitivity not only avoids potential misinterpretations, but also shows respect for diversity, fostering a more inclusive and harmonious work environment. The chapter has explored the application of nonverbal communication skills in professional settings, particularly how body language can enhance presentations and workplace interactions. By mastering power poses, purposeful gestures, effective eye contact, confident posture, and strategic movement, professionals can significantly boost their presence and effectiveness during presentations. Additionally, understanding and utilizing subtle nonverbal cues like mirroring, microexpressions, and reflective gestures aid in building rapport, managing difficult conversations, and demonstrating cultural sensitivity among colleagues. Incorporating these nonverbal techniques requires consistent practice and self-awareness. Recording practice sessions and seeking feedback from peers can provide valuable insights for improvement. By leveraging these skills, readers can foster better connections, enhance communication, and create a more inclusive and respectful professional environment. These tools not only strengthen interpersonal relationships, but also contribute to career advancement by promoting clearer and more impactful interactions. Chapter 7. Enhancing Personal Relationships Through Nonverbal Cues. Enhancing personal relationships through nonverbal cues involves understanding the significance of touch and proximity. Recognizing how physical touch and spatial distance impact our interactions can help us build deeper, more meaningful connections with others. For instance, a simple hug or holding hands can foster emotional bonds that words alone might not achieve. This chapter explores how nonverbal gestures like touch contribute to feelings of warmth, affection, and security within personal and romantic relationships. The chapter delves into the importance of personal space and its impact on relationships. It explains different zones of proxemics: intimate, personal, social, and public, and how awareness of these spaces can prevent discomfort and misunderstandings. The text also covers how subtle nonverbal cues, such as body language, eye contact, and cultural variations in nonverbal communication, play pivotal roles in expressing interest and enhancing interpersonal interactions. By understanding and effectively employing these nonverbal signals, individuals can deepen their connections with loved ones and improve overall relationship satisfaction. Significance of touch and proximity. In personal and romantic relationships, nonverbal cues play a significant role in creating and maintaining deep connections. Among these, touch and spatial distance profoundly influence intimacy and connection, shaping how individuals perceive and relate to each other. Physical touch can convey warmth, affection, and security, fostering emotional bonds that words alone may struggle to achieve. In a study by Heatley Tejada, it was found that participants exposed to physical contact reported significantly lower neglect scores from their close relationships. This emphasizes that touch acts as a powerful bonding mechanism, reducing feelings of loneliness and promoting a sense of belonging. Touch, such as holding hands, hugging, or a gentle pat on the back, can communicate empathy, comfort, and reassurance, reinforcing the emotional connection between people. The release of oxytocin during touch, often referred to as the love hormone, enhances feelings of trust and attachment, contributing to greater relationship satisfaction. Understanding personal space preferences is crucial in relationships, as it helps avoid discomfort and potential misunderstandings. Proxemics, the study of personal space, divides spatial distance into 4 zones: intimate, personal, social, and public. Each zone signifies varying degrees of comfort and connection. The intimate zone, ranging from 0 to 18 inches, is reserved for close relationships, such as with partners, children, or close friends. The personal zone, extending from 18 inches to 4 feet, is common among friends and acquaintances. The social zone, spanning 4 to 12 feet, is typical in casual social and workplace interactions. Lastly, the public zone, beyond 12 feet, is used for speeches and large gatherings. Awareness of these zones allows individuals to respect personal boundaries, thereby preventing feelings of intrusion or discomfort. For instance, an overly enthusiastic hug in a professional setting might be perceived as inappropriate, while maintaining too much distance from a partner could signal disengagement. Recognizing and adapting to the different zones can ensure that interactions remain comfortable and appropriate. Appropriate touch can enhance romantic feelings, making partners feel valued and attuned to each other. Acts of physical affection, such as a light touch on the arm or a warm embrace, can go a long way in expressing love and appreciation. Research by Travers highlights that touch not only communicates love and desire, but also creates cherished memories that partners can draw upon during difficult times. These gestures reinforce the emotional bond, ensuring that both partners feel connected and understood. Misinterpretation of touch, however, can lead to misunderstandings, highlighting the need for awareness in its use. A well-intentioned gesture might be misread as invasive or inappropriate if cultural or personal boundaries are not considered. Therefore, it is essential to communicate openly about one's comfort levels and preferences regarding physical touch. Mutual consent and respect for each other's boundaries can prevent potential conflicts and strengthen the relationship. Closer proximity can reinforce feelings of love and safety when appropriate, but it can also feel invasive if misjudged. Sharing personal space with a partner or loved one often indicates a high level of trust and intimacy. For instance, couples who sit close to each other at a dinner table or engage in frequent touching are likely signaling their strong bond. However, invading someone's personal space without permission can create tension and discomfort. Being mindful of how close you stand or sit in relation to others can help maintain a positive and respectful interaction. Understanding personal space preferences can help avoid discomfort in relationships. Just as important as knowing when to engage in touch is understanding when to give space. Some individuals might appreciate more physical closeness, while others might feel overwhelmed by it. Paying attention to nonverbal cues, such as body language and facial expressions, can provide insights into someone's comfort level. If a person steps back or seems tense, it might indicate a need for more space. Conversely, leaning in or initiating touch can signify receptiveness to closer interaction. Creating opportunities for appropriate touch can enhance the depth and quality of personal relationships. Simple gestures like holding hands, hugging, or a gentle back rub can become rituals that foster a sense of routine and security in relationships. Be mindful during goodbyes and reunions. Taking the time to show affection, rather than rushing out the door, can illustrate the importance of your partner in your daily life. Embrace spontaneity by surprising your partner with unexpected touches throughout the day, such as a quick shoulder rub or a gentle caress. Even offering each other massages to unwind can be a generous display of love that doesn't require a special occasion. Remember that the key to successful implementation of these strategies is mutual consent and comfort. Always respect your partner's boundaries and preferences when it comes to physical touch, and communicate openly about your desires and needs in the relationship. Ensuring both partners feel valued and respected enhances emotional security, leading to a more fulfilling connection. Touch is not merely a physical act, but a profound means of emotional expression and connection that has the power to improve overall well-being, strengthen emotional bonds, enhance communication, and foster love, intimacy, and relationship satisfaction. Making a conscious effort to engage in affectionate touch with your partner can deepen your connection in ways that words alone may not achieve. The physiological benefits, coupled with the emotional security provided by touch, make it an invaluable tool in enhancing personal relationships. Nonverbal signs of attraction. Identifying nonverbal cues that indicate romantic interest can be a valuable tool for enhancing personal relationships. Understanding these cues helps individuals navigate the subtleties of romantic interactions, creating stronger and more meaningful connections. One of the primary indicators of romantic interest is open body posture and leaning toward a partner. When someone maintains an open body posture, such as uncrossed arms and legs, it signifies that they are approachable and willing to engage. This type of posture reduces physical barriers, making interactions feel more comfortable and inviting. Additionally, leaning towards a partner during conversation is another strong signal of interest. It demonstrates that the person is engaged and attentive, showing a desire to be closer, both physically and emotionally. Alan Pease and Barbara Pease emphasize that leaning forward conveys interest and attentiveness, whereas leaning back shows indifference. Prolonged eye contact plays a significant role in building connections and indicating romantic interest. Eye contact is powerful as it can communicate emotions more effectively than words. When two people lock eyes, it creates an intimate moment that can foster deeper bonds. Eye behaviors, known as oculesics, are crucial in nonverbal communication. The sustained gaze, often referred to as bedroom eyes, can convey attraction and longing. According to Peter A. Anderson, eye contact serves multiple functions, such as regulating interaction, monitoring feedback, and establishing connections. By maintaining prolonged eye contact, individuals can express their interest and create a sense of intimacy that words alone may not achieve. Another key nonverbal cue is the reduction of personal space barriers. People tend to draw closer to those they find attractive, minimizing the distance between them. This act of closing the gap signals a desire for intimacy and closeness. When someone moves into your personal space, it indicates comfort and trust, essential components of a romantic connection. Fleeting touches, like a light tap on the arm or the occasional brush of knees, can also signify interest and help build rapport. These subtle touches are often reciprocal, where one light touch is followed by another to show acceptance and mutual interest. Touch is an integral aspect of nonverbal communication that enhances emotional connections. Different types of touch can communicate various emotions, such as care, passion, or reassurance. For instance, holding hands or touching faces during conversation can signal affection and a deep emotional bond. Such touches are not necessarily sexual, but are intended to enhance feelings of closeness and intimacy. Observing how often a person initiates or reciprocates touch can offer valuable insights into their level of interest and emotional engagement. Sensitivity to cultural variations in nonverbal attraction is essential for improving intercultural relationships. Nonverbal cues can vary widely across cultures, and what is considered an expression of interest in one culture might be interpreted differently in another. For example, in North America, maintaining direct eye contact is generally seen as a sign of confidence and interest. However, in some Asian cultures, prolonged eye contact might be considered disrespectful or confrontational. Similarly, gestures like touching someone's arm during conversation might be perfectly acceptable in many Western cultures, but could be deemed inappropriate in others. Understanding these cultural nuances can prevent misunderstandings and foster better communication. For professionals working in diverse environments or individuals seeking relationships across cultural boundaries, being aware of these differences is crucial. Cultural training and awareness can help avoid misinterpretations and promote effective interpersonal interactions. Knowing when to use specific nonverbal cues and recognizing how they are received in different cultures enhances communication and builds stronger, more respectful connections. In summary, identifying nonverbal cues that indicate romantic interest involves observing open body posture, leaning toward a partner, maintaining prolonged eye contact, reducing personal space barriers, and understanding cultural variations. Open body posture and leaning in demonstrate engagement and interest, while prolonged eye contact fosters a deeper connection. Reducing personal space indicates comfort and attraction, with subtle touches playing a significant role in expressing interest. Sensitivity to cultural differences ensures that these cues are interpreted correctly, fostering better intercultural relationships. The chapter has delved into the vital aspects of nonverbal communication, highlighting how touch and proximity can significantly impact the depth and quality of personal and romantic relationships. By understanding the importance of physical touch, we see that simple gestures like hugging or holding hands can enhance emotional bonds and foster a sense of security. Additionally, being aware of personal space preferences helps maintain comfort and prevent misunderstandings. Recognizing these nonverbal cues allows individuals to navigate their relationships more effectively, ensuring interactions remain positive and respectful. Furthermore, identifying signs of attraction through open body posture, prolonged eye contact, and reduced personal space barriers can help strengthen connections. These subtle yet powerful signals indicate interest and desire, enhancing the intimacy between partners. It is also crucial to consider cultural variations in nonverbal communication to avoid misinterpretations. By observing these cues and respecting personal boundaries, individuals can deepen their relationships, whether in a professional setting or personal life. The insights provided in this chapter serve as a valuable tool for anyone looking to enhance their interpersonal skills and build more meaningful connections. Chapter 8: The Science Behind Nonverbal Behavior. Nonverbal communication plays a significant role in how humans interact, originating from survival instincts and social behaviors developed over time. While words convey explicit meaning, nonverbal cues often provide deeper insights into emotions and intentions. This chapter delves into the roots of these cues, explaining why they are crucial for navigating social landscapes, both historically and in present-day scenarios. The chapter explores various dimensions of the science behind nonverbal behavior, beginning with its evolutionary origins. It investigates how early humans relied on gestures, facial expressions, and body postures for survival, long before spoken language became prevalent. Furthermore, It examines how modern professionals can enhance their interpersonal skills by understanding and utilizing nonverbal communication, ultimately improving their career prospects and personal relationships. Through a blend of psychological theories and practical examples, this chapter offers a comprehensive look at the mechanisms and importance of nonverbal signals in human interaction. Evolutionary perspectives on nonverbal cues. Nonverbal communication, a vital aspect of human interaction, has deep evolutionary roots that link back to our early ancestors. Over time, these nonverbal cues evolved as critical tools for survival and social navigation. This section will explore how adaptive behaviors, primordial signals, survival mechanisms, and emotional resonance have shaped the way we use nonverbal communication today. Adaptive behaviors played a crucial role in the survival of early humans. In an era where spoken language was either limited or non-existent, nonverbal cues became essential for communication. For instance, gestures, facial expressions, and body postures helped convey important information about threats, needs, and intentions. These cues facilitated social bonding and enhanced group cohesion. A raised hand could signal a halt to avoid danger, while a shared smile might indicate trust and mutual understanding. The ability to interpret these nonverbal signals quickly and accurately would have been advantageous, fostering cooperation and collaboration within groups. As a result, individuals who excelled in reading and responding to these cues were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. Many nonverbal gestures have deep-seated evolutionary roots and serve as primordial signals that express emotions without words. For example, the act of baring teeth can be traced back to primates, where it often signifies aggression or dominance. Similarly, the universal act of smiling, which indicates friendliness and approachability, is believed to have evolved from a submissive gesture in primate behavior. These gestures are ingrained in our genetic makeup and are recognized across different cultures, underscoring their evolutionary significance. Nonverbal cues like these enable us to communicate complex emotional states rapidly and effectively, even when verbal communication is not possible. The concept of survival of the fittest extends to nonverbal communication and has implications for social hierarchies and mate selection in evolutionary psychology. Dominant individuals often use posture, eye contact, and other nonverbal cues to assert their status within a group. For instance, maintaining direct eye contact and adopting an open, expansive posture can be interpreted as signs of confidence and authority. These behaviors can influence social hierarchies by signaling an individual's competence and leadership potential. Similarly, nonverbal cues play a role in mate selection. Physical appearance, body language, and facial expressions can provide valuable information about an individual's health, fertility, and genetic fitness, influencing mating decisions. These observations align with evolutionary theories that suggest people are predisposed to seek out partners who exhibit traits indicative of good genes and reproductive success. Emotional resonance is another key aspect of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal behaviors often elicit emotional responses, bridging gaps between individuals and fostering empathy. When someone smiles at us, we tend to smile back, creating a shared positive experience. Similarly, witnessing someone else's distress can evoke feelings of empathy and compassion, prompting supportive behavior. This emotional resonance is rooted in our evolutionary past, where forming close bonds and alliances was essential for survival. By mirroring each other's emotions through nonverbal cues, early humans could strengthen social ties and create a sense of community, enhancing their chances of survival. The subtleties of nonverbal communication are also evident in modern interactions, where they continue to play a vital role. In professional settings, body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can significantly impact interpersonal relationships and career advancement. For instance, a firm handshake, sustained eye contact, and confident posture can convey professionalism and competence, making a positive impression during job interviews or business meetings. Conversely, crossed arms, lack of eye contact, and fidgeting may be perceived as signs of insecurity or disinterest, potentially hindering career progression. In personal relationships, nonverbal communication helps us connect with our loved ones on a deeper level. Touch, facial expressions, and vocal tone can convey affection, support, and understanding, strengthening the emotional bond between individuals. A comforting hug, a reassuring smile, or a gentle tone of voice can communicate care and empathy, even when words fall short. By attuning ourselves to the nonverbal cues of others, we can enhance our ability to understand and respond to their needs, fostering stronger and more meaningful relationships. Understanding the evolutionary underpinnings of nonverbal communication provides valuable insights into why certain behaviors persist and how they shape our interactions. It highlights the importance of nonverbal cues in navigating social dynamics, building relationships, and conveying emotions effectively. By recognizing and honing our nonverbal communication skills, we can improve our interpersonal abilities, both in professional and personal contexts. For professionals seeking to enhance their interpersonal skills, paying attention to nonverbal cues can be particularly beneficial. Business leaders, managers, and salespeople can leverage body language, facial expressions, and other nonverbal signals to build rapport, establish credibility, and negotiate effectively. For instance, mirroring the body language of a client or colleague can create a sense of connection and trust, facilitating smoother interactions and improved outcomes. Similarly, using nonverbal cues strategically during presentations or public speaking engagements can enhance engagement and persuasiveness. Individuals looking to improve their personal relationships can also benefit from a deeper understanding of nonverbal communication. By becoming more aware of their own nonverbal cues and learning to interpret those of others, they can foster better communication and reduce misunderstandings. This awareness can lead to increased empathy as they become more attuned to the emotional states of their loved ones. Whether it's comforting a friend in distress, expressing love to a partner, or resolving conflicts with family members, effective nonverbal communication can strengthen bonds and promote harmony. Finally, for anyone interested in psychology and human behavior, exploring the science behind nonverbal communication offers fascinating insights into the complexities of human interaction. It reveals how our evolutionary history continues to shape our behaviors and provides a framework for understanding the underlying principles that govern our social dynamics. Students, educators, and lifelong learners can delve into the intricacies of nonverbal cues, gaining a deeper appreciation for the ways in which they influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Brain processing of nonverbal signals. The brain's ability to interpret nonverbal cues is a fascinating and intricate process, driven by various specialized systems and neural mechanisms. Understanding these underlying processes enhances our comprehension of social interactions and can significantly improve both professional and personal relationships. Neurological pathways. Certain brain regions are dedicated to processing nonverbal communication, playing a crucial role in how we perceive and respond to various signals. The occipital lobe, for instance, is heavily involved in visual processing, allowing us to interpret facial expressions, body language, and gestures. When we observe someone smile or frown, the visual information travels through the optic nerve to the primary visual cortex, located in the occipital lobe. From here, it moves to other brain areas, like the fusiform gyrus, which specializes in face recognition. Additionally, the amygdala, an essential part of the limbic system, evaluates emotional content within these visual cues, assessing whether they indicate threat, pleasure, or neutrality. This information is then relayed to other parts of the brain to formulate an appropriate response. Such neural pathways ensure that nonverbal cues are not just seen, but are also understood in context, influencing our subsequent actions and interactions. Mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are another critical component in the interpretation of nonverbal cues. These neurons activate when we observe others' actions, essentially mirroring those actions within our own brain. First discovered in the premotor cortex of macaque monkeys, Mirror neurons have since been identified in humans as well, particularly in regions like the inferior frontal gyrus and the superior parietal lobule. When you see someone else smiling, your mirror neurons may fire in a pattern similar to what would occur if you were smiling yourself. This mirroring mechanism is foundational for empathy, allowing individuals to understand and resonate with others' emotions and intentions. Empathetic engagement becomes second nature due to this neural mirroring, making nonverbal communication a powerful tool for building connections and understanding between people. Immediate emotional responses. One of the profound impacts of how the brain processes nonverbal cues is the triggering of immediate emotional responses, often before conscious thought intervenes. For instance, when you unexpectedly encounter a person with an angry expression, your amygdala reacts almost instantaneously, preparing your body for a potential threat. This rapid response bypasses the slower, more deliberative pathways that involve the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thinking and decision-making. Such immediate reactions can influence behaviors significantly. A manager might instinctively calm their tone upon noticing a team member's anxious body language, even before fully consciously deciding to do so. By being aware of these automatic responses, professionals can better manage their initial reactions, creating a more thoughtful and empathetic interaction. It is beneficial for individuals to note these instinctive reactions and take a moment to breathe and reflect before responding. This practice of pausing allows for a more measured and considerate approach, ultimately enhancing interpersonal communication. Brain plasticity and nonverbal skills. Brain plasticity, or neuroplasticity, refers to the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This principle underpins our capacity to improve our nonverbal communication skills through intentional practice and training. For example, consider leaders undergoing training to enhance their empathic communication skills. Through repeated exposure to role-playing exercises where they practice active listening and expressing empathy, their brains adapt. Neural pathways associated with these skills are strengthened, making such behaviors more natural over time. This adaptability applies to anyone willing to invest time in improving their nonverbal communication skills, from professionals seeking career advancement to individuals aiming to deepen personal relationships. In practical terms, this means setting aside time regularly to engage in activities that challenge and refine one's nonverbal skills. Workshops, mentorship programs, or even self-study through observing interactions in films and real life can contribute to this ongoing growth. Conclusion. By exploring the neurological pathways and mechanisms that enable us to interpret nonverbal cues, we gain insight into the sophisticated processes driving our social interactions. Mirror neurons highlight the importance of empathetic engagement, while the brain's propensity for immediate emotional responses underscores the need for awareness and control in our reactions. Neuroplasticity offers hope and a roadmap for continuous improvement in our ability to communicate nonverbally. By examining the psychological and physiological foundations of nonverbal communication, this chapter has highlighted how adaptive behaviors, primordial signals, survival mechanisms, and emotional resonance are integral to our interactions. From evolutionary roots that helped early humans survive and bond to modern-day applications in professional and personal settings, nonverbal cues play a crucial role in conveying emotions and establishing social connections. The importance of interpreting these signals accurately can significantly impact social hierarchies, mate selection, and empathy. Additionally, understanding the brain's complex processing of nonverbal signals provides further insight into how we connect with others. Neurological pathways, mirror neurons, immediate emotional responses, and brain plasticity all contribute to our ability to decode and react to nonverbal cues. These insights underscore the potential for enhancing our communication skills through awareness and practice, benefiting both professional relationships and personal connections. By honing these abilities, individuals can foster empathy, build stronger bonds, and navigate social dynamics more effectively. Chapter 9. Practical exercises for mastering nonverbal skills. Mastering nonverbal skills is essential for effective communication in both professional and personal contexts. This chapter delves into a variety of practical exercises designed to enhance these skills through self-awareness, mindful observation, recording personal interactions, and seeking feedback from others. As you read through this chapter, you'll find that nonverbal communication often conveys more than words alone, playing a critical role in how messages are received and understood. Throughout this chapter, you will engage in activities such as observing how body language impacts interaction, maintaining a journal of your own nonverbal cues, and even practicing different scenarios to improve your responses. The exercises are tailored to help you become more attuned to both your own nonverbal behaviors and those of the people around you. By implementing these techniques, you can unlock deeper connections and clearer communication, whether you're navigating a business meeting or enhancing personal relationships. Self-awareness and reflection exercises. Developing self-awareness regarding nonverbal communication is a vital skill that can profoundly impact both professional and personal interactions. Mastery in this area begins with understanding how our body language conveys messages, often more powerfully than words. This subpoint delves into practical exercises designed to deepen your awareness of these nonverbal cues. Mindful observation is a crucial first step. By consciously observing the body language of others, you can begin to understand how posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact communicate various messages. For instance, take note of how a person's posture changes during a conversation and what those changes might signify. Is a person leaning forward, indicating interest, or are they crossing their arms, suggesting defensiveness? These observations should be conducted in different environments, such as business meetings, social gatherings, or casual conversations. This practice sharpens your ability to read and interpret body language, providing insights into people's emotions and thoughts. In addition to observing others, it is equally important to turn the lens on oneself through recording personal interactions. Keeping a journal where you document your daily interactions can significantly enhance your understanding of your nonverbal communication patterns. Write down how you felt during various moments of the day, noting any corresponding physical behavior. Was there a moment when you felt particularly confident, and did you notice standing straighter as a result? Or perhaps you felt anxious and found yourself fidgeting. These entries will help you identify patterns in your nonverbal communication. Recording video of your interactions, if possible, can provide even greater insights. Watching these recordings allows you to see firsthand how your body language aligns, or does not align, with your intended messages. Next is seeking feedback from others, an invaluable tool for gaining perspective on your nonverbal cues. Ask colleagues, friends, or family members to observe your interactions and provide honest feedback. They might notice habits or gestures that you are unaware of, such as a tendency to avoid eye contact or frequently check your watch during conversations. Constructive criticism from others can reveal blind spots and help you adjust your body language to better align with your verbal communication. For example, a friend might tell you that while you speak confidently, your slouching posture undercuts your message. Such feedback encourages you to be more mindful and deliberate about your nonverbal actions. Role-playing scenarios are another effective method for honing nonverbal skills. Practicing different responses in controlled settings helps build confidence and adaptability. Begin by creating scenarios relevant to your professional or personal life. For example, role-play a job interview with a friend acting as the interviewer. Focus on maintaining good posture, making appropriate eye contact, and using purposeful hand gestures. After the exercise, discuss what worked well and what could be improved. This type of practice can also extend to conflict resolution situations, where you might role-play a disagreement with a colleague. Try employing open postures and calm gestures to de-escalate potential confrontations. Role-playing offers a safe space to experiment with different nonverbal strategies and receive immediate feedback, fostering growth and improvement. Practice scenarios for decoding cues. Enhancing skills in recognizing and interpreting nonverbal cues can significantly improve your interactions in both personal and professional settings. By focusing on practical exercises, you can develop a keen sense for reading body language, facial expressions, and other nonverbal signals, thus becoming more adept at understanding others and conveying your own messages clearly. Simulated conversations. One effective way to hone your nonverbal communication skills is through simulated conversations. Engage with partners or colleagues in structured dialogues, where the primary focus is not just on what is being said, but how it is being communicated. This exercise encourages active listening and attention to detail, essential components of nonverbal communication. For instance, notice whether your partner maintains eye contact, nods in agreement, or exhibits closed body language such as crossed arms. Such observations can help you interpret their level of engagement and openness. To make these simulations even more beneficial, you can switch roles frequently, allowing each participant to practice both speaking and listening. Recording these sessions and reviewing them can provide additional insights into habitual gestures and expressions that might otherwise go unnoticed. Video analysis. Another valuable technique is video analysis. Watching recorded conversations or films can be an educational tool to identify effective nonverbal strategies. Pay close attention to how characters use body language, facial expressions, and spatial dynamics to convey emotions and intentions. Not only can this enhance your ability to recognize nonverbal cues, but it also offers lessons on cultural contexts, which play a significant role in nonverbal communication. In some cultures, for example, prolonged eye contact might be considered aggressive, while in others, it's a sign of confidence and honesty. Analyzing videos from diverse cultural backgrounds can therefore broaden your understanding and sensitivity to different nonverbal norms. Try to watch a variety of genres, from dramas and documentaries to comedies, as each will offer unique insights into the subtleties of nonverbal communication. Team activities. Participating in team activities can further sharpen your nonverbal communication skills by exposing you to group dynamics. Team-building exercises that require cooperation and coordination are particularly useful. During these activities, observe how team members use nonverbal cues to manage conflict, express agreement, or demonstrate leadership. For instance, positive gestures like nodding or open hand movements can foster a collaborative atmosphere, whereas negative cues, such as eye rolling or turning away, can create tension. Understanding these dynamics can improve your ability to navigate and influence group interactions effectively. Role-playing scenarios in team settings can also simulate real-world challenges, allowing you to practice responding to various nonverbal cues in a controlled environment. This experiential learning can be invaluable for developing quick, intuitive responses to nonverbal signals. Public speaking practice. Finally, practicing public speaking with an emphasis on nonverbal elements can transform how you present yourself and connect with your audience. Focus on aspects such as body language, facial expressions, and eye contact. Effective public speakers often use deliberate gestures to emphasize points, maintain eye contact to engage listeners, and adopt confident postures to exude authority. Practicing these techniques can help you become more persuasive and impactful in your communication. For example, maintaining a relaxed yet upright posture conveys confidence and reliability, while varied and natural hand gestures can make your speech more dynamic and engaging. Additionally, practicing in front of a mirror or recording your speeches can help you self-assess and refine your nonverbal delivery. Seeking feedback from peers can also provide external perspectives on areas for improvement. For professionals seeking career advancement, mastering these nonverbal skills can lead to improved workplace relationships and increased job satisfaction. According to research, positive nonverbal communication, like an encouraging nod from a colleague, enhances interaction among employees, fostering a relaxed work environment. Similarly, Effective leaders who frequently use upward palm gestures during staff meetings can inspire their teams and boost morale, leading to better job performance. Enhancing nonverbal communication involves a blend of observing others, self-reflection, and receiving external feedback. Mindful observation helps you understand how different gestures, facial expressions, and postures convey distinct messages. By paying attention to these cues in various settings like business meetings and social gatherings, you can start interpreting body language more accurately. Recording your interactions can also provide insights into your nonverbal habits, allowing you to see how your body language aligns with your emotions and intentions. Practical exercises like role-playing and video analysis further refine your skills. Role-playing scenarios allow for experimentation with different nonverbal strategies in controlled environments, promoting growth through immediate feedback. Video analysis, on the other hand, broadens your understanding of cultural nuances in nonverbal communication. Additionally, participating in team activities and practicing public speaking can boost your ability to navigate group dynamics and connect with an audience effectively. Mastering these techniques not only improves workplace relationships, but also enhances personal connections, contributing to overall satisfaction and success. Conclusion. In our journey through this book, we've delved deeply into the power of nonverbal communication and its indispensable role in both professional and personal arenas. We've uncovered insights that can elevate our interactions, making them more meaningful and impactful. As we conclude, let's revisit the essential lessons that will guide us as we continue to refine our communication skills. We began by exploring the foundation of nonverbal cues and their pervasive influence on how we are perceived. This was particularly evident in Chapter 2, where we dissected body language. The way we stand or gesture can convey confidence or insecurity, shaping others' perceptions of us even before we speak. Remembering that our bodies often tell a story long before our words do is crucial. Whether we find ourselves in a high-stakes business meeting or a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, being mindful of these silent signals can make all the difference. Our exploration extended beyond individual gestures to encompass the broader spectrum of nonverbal communication's impact on careers and personal relationships. We learned that nonverbal cues are not merely supplements to our verbal messages, but are often the primary conveyors of our true intentions and emotions. For business leaders, managers, and salespeople, mastering the art of nonverbal communication can be a game changer, enhancing leadership presence, negotiation outcomes, and customer relations. It's not just what you say, it's how you present yourself when you say it. For those seeking to improve personal relationships, the principles remain the same, but apply in different contexts. Consider how understanding your partner's unspoken signals can deepen your connection, or how being attuned to a friend's body language can demonstrate empathy and support. Effective communication with loved ones isn't solely about eloquence or choosing the right words. It's also about being present, observant, and responsive to the nuances of their behavior. As we embraced the psychological underpinnings of human interaction, we acknowledged that nonverbal communication isn't universal. Chapter 5 taught us the significance of cultural variations. What may be a friendly gesture in one culture could be a serious affront in another. This understanding urges us to approach each dialogue with an open mind and a respectful attitude, recognizing the diverse ways in which people express themselves non-verbally across different backgrounds. Awareness and respect in our exchanges foster inclusivity and prevent misunderstandings. Our ever-connected world further amplifies the importance of nonverbal communication. In settings where face-to-face interactions are less frequent, the looks we exchange and the unspoken messages we share become even more critical. The digital age has not diminished the value of nonverbal cues. Rather, it has highlighted their necessity. Video calls, social media interactions, and other forms of virtual communication still rely heavily on visual and contextual clues. By mastering nonverbal communication, we ensure that our digital interactions remain as authentic and effective as our in-person ones. Throughout the book, we've emphasized that improving nonverbal communication is a continuous journey. As we practiced in Chapter 9, every interaction is an opportunity to observe, reflect, and enhance our understanding of others. This journey doesn't end with the conclusion of this book. Rather, it begins anew every day. By dedicating ourselves to this lifelong practice, we can unlock deeper connections and foster personal growth. Remember, even the most skilled communicators were once novices who committed to learning and evolving over time. To distill all we've learned into actionable advice, be observant. Notice the subtleties in others' behaviors and reflect on what they might signify. Adjust your own nonverbal cues to align with your intentions and the context of your interactions. Practice empathy by considering how your actions are perceived by others. Embrace the diversity of nonverbal communication across different cultures, and strive for genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. As we part ways, I encourage you to carry these insights forward into your daily life. Let nonverbal communication become a natural extension of who you are, a tool that enhances your ability to connect, lead, and empathize. The path to mastering nonverbal communication is filled with opportunities to learn, grow, and refine your skills. Each step you take brings you closer to becoming a more effective communicator, whether in your professional endeavors, personal relationships, or broader explorations of human behavior. The beauty of nonverbal communication lies in its universality and its capacity to transcend words. It speaks directly to the heart of human connection, fostering understanding in ways that words alone sometimes cannot. By embracing its principles, you are equipped to navigate the complexities of human interactions with grace and insight. Thank you for embarking on this journey and allowing these pages to be a part of your growth. May your continued exploration of nonverbal communication bring you fulfillment, success, and enriched relationships. Every interaction is an opportunity. Embrace it, learn from it, and let your nonverbal mastery shine through in all aspects of your life.